Hi guys, it's Kelly here, and I am back with another video featuring some products from Honeybee Stamps. This is a half live edited replay, and we are going to be making our own kind of custom colored DIY vellum, and that is what these sunflowers are made out of. This is such a cool technique. I've done this before with the balloons, but I really wanted to try it with florals. So I'm using the Lovely Layers sunflowers. I'm using the tooled leather 3D embossing, and then their what are they, mini messages and the banners, and then one of the great greetings as well. So here we're like getting right into the technique, and stick with me because I have some sale information for you. So it's oxides. It's distress oxides. Now, if you have other pigment-based inks, it will probably work with those as well. But basically, you can either use your ink blending brush to swish it on. I find that because vellum is a non-porous surface, that just smushing the ink pad directly on there is the fastest way to get the ink on. And then I just go back in with my blending brush. This is if you want color variation, which I do. Don't mind the freezing. This is the only part it happens in, but it's because it happened during the live and there's nothing I can do about it. And so if you smush it onto the vellum, it gives a decent amount of ink down. And because it's non-porous and it kind of sits on the surface, you have more time to work with it to be able to blend them together. So here I'm using Mowed Lawn and Rustic Wilderness, and it's giving me like a variation. This is what I'm going to use to cut my leaves out of. And honestly, I probably didn't need this big of a paper, but that's okay. I I just had extra. I just had a lot of leaves that I cut and then ended up giving to my dear sweet child, who also likes to craft. So for the actual sunflowers, I am going to do a couple of different mixes. So for the top layer, which is like the lightest one, I'm using mustard seed and wild honey. And so I'm smushing those down, and you can see for these ones, I know I'm going to need the full sheet of paper. So I'm just going to smush it all over right out the gate. And then see this little tape trick? I put low tack tape on my fingers so that way I can hold it in place without picking the ink up off of the vellum, but also then transferring the ink onto my fingers. And this actually works really, really well. So I'm just going to go through. For the second layer, I did the wild honey and I added carved pumpkin. So this is kind of like a nice mid-tone. So basically, as I went through, the darker color then became my lighter color for the next layer. I hope that makes sense. And so I'm just blending these out just like I was before, adding that. You can see like that the color variation is a little bit different, and you'll really be able to see it once they're all next to each other. You do have to give these a little bit of dry time because it is, again, a non-porous surface and we're putting ink on top of it, but it does eventually dry. And then for the last one, I'm using carved pumpkin and crackling campfire. So some tips for this is you do want a heavier weight vellum. You don't want a thin vellum. A heavier weight vellum is going to be better for die cutting, which is what we're going to be doing. It's going to be sturdier and it will hold up and curl less. Not that it won't curl at all because it is thinner than cardstock, but it will curl less. And you also want a little bit of a heavier weight cardstock in case you want to heat set it. I did heat set mine. So here, this is the top layer, the middle layer, and then I'll bring in the bottom layer. And you can see how all three of them are different levels of yellows and oranges. Here, I could totally see, I'm like tilting it in the light to try to show you that it's still wet. And so I'm going to hit it with my heat tool. You don't want to stay a long time on your vellum with your heat tool because it can kind of curl it up and melt it. But so you can see like I'm kind of flittering around like a little butterfly, like I'm just all over with my little heat tool because I don't want to leave it sit too long. But then once it's completely dry, you're pretty good to go. It didn't come off on my fingers. I do like to use mine upside down so that the actual color portion is facing the card base and not my recipient, just in case, just to be extra careful. But I haven't had any issues. So here, this is going to be my background. This is going to be the part we use the 3D embossing folder on. And so I am doing kind of like a diagonal, yellow and orange look really nice with like a teal or a blue. So that's how I chose the background that I chose. And I cheated by picking colored cardstock to begin with, because then I don't have to do as much work to put all the ink down. Okay, let's talk about the sale. So Honeybee is expanding their warehouse situation. They're moving from their current warehouse that they have to a different warehouse, and this has been kind of a long time coming. And so they are having a moving sale. Isn't that fun? So they are offering 15% off. They're offering 15% off site wide, and there's no code needed. So it just comes right off in your cart. And we have to go back to the card. But the 15% off is also applied to the clearance section. We'll come back and talk about that in a minute. So here I am taping my vellum. So that's what I'm telling you is the inked side is down, is facing my white cardstock. And I'm taping the vellum to my white cardstock because sometimes thinner materials, vellum, acetate, things like that, can kind of give us a little bit of a hard time when we are die cutting them. So if you back it with another piece of cardstock that gives the die kind of something to bite into, a lot of times you'll get a cleaner cut. And so that is why I am putting the other piece of cardstock underneath it. You could absolutely try it without. I was just on a live stream and I had to make sure that it was going to cut. Also, then I just take those white ones. The color didn't transfer to them. So I just take them and tuck them into the packaging, and I'll use them again. In fact, I tried to use them again for another live stream just last week before, and and I couldn't find them. Susan, who is a longtime follower in the live streams, she was like, "Yeah, I bet it's in a safe place," and she was 100% right. It was in a safe place. It was in a bin I didn't realize. So, so here I'm just, every time I'm running the flower layer through, I am cutting another leaf. Look at how great these leaves are. They kind of like curl up. They look really realistic. They have a lot of color variation. I love them. I really was thrilled with the way that they came out. And then, for the flower portion of it, it cut super clean. It cut both pieces out, the white and the vellum. And because we're taping to what is technically the backside, the uninked side of the vellum, I don't have to worry about pulling any of that color off or anything like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and keep running these through. Ultimately, I cut 3 full sunflowers and a plethora, a multitude, a veritable cornucopia of leaves. There was a lot. So I'm gonna, on the live stream, I just showed how to put together one, and I didn't put together the whole card. What did I have that day? Oh, I know what it was. I had, my daughter had I think her pictures for dance. So that's what we had going on that day, and I needed to pick her up early because when they do the pictures for dance, they have to do like full hair, full makeup. And so yeah, so I had to pick her up and take her to do that. I'm pretty sure that's what that day was. So here I have cut the centers out of cardstock, craft cardstock, and I am adding some detail with my alcohol markers. The actual, like the vellum portion, I'm not going to add anything additional to that as far as shading, but I am going to add it to the centers of these flowers, because I do still want that, that dimension and that detail that I love. I chose to do my browns, darker brown in the center, and then a little bit of a warmer brown on the top layer piece, just so that they would stand apart from each other. And what you see me doing here is just some stippling. That's just going to add texture to those because, with sunflowers, they have all of those seeds in the center. There's tons of texture there. So we're just trying to mimic that. And then I will glue them together. We'll do a little bit more detail work once things all come together at the end. So here's the thing. If you're going to do a flower, you have to do a flower either that has a centerpiece topper so you won't see the adhesive, or you have to do it like if it's a side view that has like a stem that connects, because with vellum, even with the color, you can see the adhesive through it. Like you're going to be able to see it here in the center. So we have to be able to cover that up. Otherwise, it's not going to look good. So I have my base piece, my middle piece, and then my top piece. And these all layer right on top of each other. I'm not worried about the center adhesive being seen because I do have that cardstock colored center. And then I will also position all of my leaves underneath the petals so you won't be able to see where that adhesive is either. But look how fun this is. All of these little petals are transparent and they're building up on each other. So all the colors are not just different because we did them different colors, but they're different because of their different opacity. I think it's really fun. This is sped up. I did decide to go back and add a little bit more inking over the top once it was embossed. And I am just going over the same pattern that I already did, just reinforcing that diagonal. Adding the ink on top does give us a little bit more definition to those pieces, especially this Uncharted Mariner. You can really see that detail in the tooled leather kind of pop. For the sentiment, I chose to trim this out of some dark teal so that it would, kind of go with the background. And this one just says hugs friend. And then those mini messages, I'm going to do one that's just like a little encouraging kind of sub sentiment. I cut one out of teal and then I cut two more out of white so that I could stack them. I didn't like these are on the thinner side, and so I wanted them to have a little bit more weight and kind of be raised up off the card. So this kind of technique does work really well to kind of just reinforce them. Um, yeah, so this weekend is kind of a busy weekend. I am also teaching the chapter and charm class this weekend, which is fun. If you purchased that, you'll have access to the class. If you are still interested in it, there's still some available on the website as well. I'm very excited about this one because I am a book lover. So here I started with a portrait style card and I wasn't loving the way things were coming out. So if that happens to you, try changing your orientation. Try, flip it, swap it, see what you can do. So I ended up actually, even though I don't typically go to a landscape card, that is how I ended up putting this one together. You can see there I had the sub-sentiment stamped in teal on white, and I didn't really love that. So I decided to switch it again and stamp it in white on teal. This is the same colored cardstock that the die cut sentiment is out of. And this little sub-sentiment says, sending paper hugs your way, which I thought was cute and kind of matched the little hugs friend. I trimmed that out with the mini messages banners. Oh, I said we would talk about what was on sale. Right. So the 15% off is an additional 15% off of already like the clearance and overstock prices. And there's a lot of good things in that section. And especially if like you have been a fan of the Lovely Layer series, like these sunflowers here, and you wanted to, pick some up, they do have some that they are retiring that are in there. So it would be whatever the clearance, sale is, and then an additional 15% off, which is really great. And I think that runs through, I think it's the 16th, to be truthful. I think that's what it is. So here I'm just starting to build the card up. I'm, just gluing that down. I did trim it down before I embossed it so that I would have a little bit of a border, and then I'm going to go through and kind of arrange the flowers. I glued all of the leaves to the flowers before I glued them to the background to make sure that you weren't going to be able to see any of that adhesive. And also I'm gluing them so that they're hanging over the edge. I just liked that kind of style a little better. I knew there wasn't going to be room for all three on one card. That would be a very, very congested kind of card. But allowing them to kind of hang over, I really liked that design. So I'm gluing down my sentiments, and then once I'm done with that, I will flip it over and I will trim off the excess flowers, like the little petals. These shears from Spellbinders, they are a little bit pricey. Honeybee does carry them, actually, speaking of that sale, so this would be a great time to get them at a little bit of a discount. These are so good. These are like the good scissors. Like, when you were like, "Hey, these are my craft scissors, don't touch my scissors," these are good scissors. So I always recommend them. So here I'm adding some sparkle to the flowers, and I added it to the center, and then I also added it to like the top the top petals, and then I'm going to go in and add some white gel pen highlights to the centers just to help them kind of pop and add that detail. I really think the flowers are so pretty. I love this technique. Even though I don't use my oxides a ton, I think this is a fun way to use them, because, there's a lot of vellum that's out there that isn't, it's like just comes in white, or there isn't like a ton of options. So this is a great way to kind of create your own. And I'm just floofing up my petals here. So I hope this inspires you guys to give this technique a try. Don't forget to check out that sale. Everything's linked below. Thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.